I would like to say that currency, as much as taxes, is a powerful economic lever and an instrument of sovereignty. You spoke earlier about sovereignty. We cannot ignore it. Imagine for a second that France could have a currency that does not truly belong to it. No state worthy of its name should outsource its currency. And as an example, General de Gaulle, whom he understood so well, on the eve of the Normandy landings, when Winston Churchill told him of the Americans' intention to impose on France after liberation, a new administration, and currency in form of banknotes. The general flew into a rage. You know this angers. Come on, wage war with your counterfeit money, he retorted. These banknotes only circulated for a short time in Normandy, notably for a single month, or 2 or 3 months from June to August 1944 before being definitively withdrawn. Here is what we said about the monetary question in our work entitled, Solution for a New Senegal. I said then that we are unequivocally opting for a cautious exit from this bloodless system, because the central banks, having lost any foreign exchange initiative to maintain this reserve rate, are compressing our economies and reducing internal activity by limiting monetary issues. What we propose is to restore to the currency its functions of strengthening and financing the economy, by formulating the supply of production for export and domestic consumption, support for industrial policies. I can go on and on. And this is why today, it's our option to strengthen our national financial market through various levers, including foreign investors who agree to fill our savings deficit partly in local currency. Imagine that African countries borrow in foreign currencies, and are therefore exposed to market fluctuations. Almost no African country can borrow in local currency, and this must stop because we are badly suffering.
Yes, so that was the Prime Minister of Senegal, Ousmane Sonko. I'm sure you might have already watched this video when he met as a French politician, a senior politician in Senegal, Dakar, Senegal, where he outlined the new government vision to the world, the kind of relationship they want to have to the rest of the with the rest of the world, especially France. When he outlined it, and then yes, and the thing is, after what he said, there is a serious panic in France. What they intend to, the new government intend to do, it is either going to be a win-win situation for both, win-win relationship for both countries, or France must pack their bags and leave Senegal. It is not going to be France always taking everything to themselves and leaving Senegal or Africa to be languishing in poverty. He outlined it, and then there is a panic going on in France, and former French economic minister came out to speak a lot of rubbish, and I'm going to read it to you as we react to that. But before we do that, please, I am urging you to support our mission, One Africa Mission. We are missionaries. We are on a mission, and our mission is all about the unification of the African continent and the dignity of the African race. As we keep saying, without unity, we can never gain back our dignity as children of Africa. If we want to bring an end to the exploitation of the African continent and handle a better Africa for the next generation of Africans, then it is up to me and you to make sure that we fight for a united Africa. That is why we are here. The only way we can bring an end to the suffering of and the disrespect that these European colonial criminals are disrespecting us as African people is by what?
We must unite now. We must have one army. We must have one currency. We must have one foreign policy. We must be united.
Yes, it's by uniting the continent of Africa. is by creating a united government. That is the only way we can gain back our dignity as children of Africa. So please support our mission. If you haven't taken time out of your busy schedules to subscribe to our YouTube channel, please, as you watch the video, please do that for us. And also follow us on Facebook, on TikTok, One African Mission, the #1 African mission. We are on a mission until we chase Satan out of Africa. That is our mission. So please, if you pass your comments, those of you who have been helping sharing what we are doing, we really honestly appreciate what you are doing. We really appreciate your support. And those of you who are not being able to do that, please, we urge you, as you watch the video, pass your comments. We are really learning from your comments. It is really helping us. So please, if you appreciate what we are doing, as I keep repeating myself, please support us by sharing, subscribe. Let us all together fight for a united and better Africa, not just for us, but for the next generation of Africans. I thank you very much for coming around. So let's see what the former French economic minister is saying, the rubbish he's saying about Africa. Yes, so the former French economic minister of France, Thierry Breton, says, I'm reading it to you, it is the imbecility of Emmanuel Macron, the French president, that opened the eyes of Africans. First of all, Mr. Thierry Breton, it is not Emmanuel Macron who opened the eyes of Africans. It is time for Africa to wake up, and we, this generation of Africans, are making sure that we wake our people up. As it was in the beginning, so shall it be in the end. The Bible says so. Yes. So he continued, one thing is sure, if France loses its colonies, our children and grandchildren will go to Africa to search for their livelihood. Immigration will change direction. It is going to happen, because that was what brought you people to Africa. You were searching, you were looking for food. When you people, after the fall of the Roman Empire, when you people were there unaliving each other's, stoning women to death in London, in Paris, in everywhere in Europe. That time, when you people when you people were living in your dark days, Africa was living in our golden ages. When Mansa Musa and the rest were traveling with gold and everything, you people were living in your dark ages. It was food that we were looking for that brought you to Africa. And then we open our doors to you, you end up betraying the continent of Africa. We must know our history as children of Africa. Because these people, they know their history. They are pretending they don't know. Because what brought them to Africa was not because they came to, the first intention was to colonize us. They were looking for food. They came, and then when they saw that everything that they didn't have, we had it in Africa. And they began, as greedy as they are, began to think of what they can do to take everything to themselves, for themselves. And they are still taking everything for themselves. And today, we are awakening. And this former economic minister, they are in panic. Europe is in panic, especially France. So he's saying that it is Emmanuel Macron who is awakening the continent of Africa. And it is not him. It is our day has returned, and then the children of Africa all over the world are awakening. We are waking up from your deceit. We are awakening up from your lies. You people who doesn't know what is God, you are rather you rather came to Africa to teach us what is God. So he continued, Macron need to go. If not, France will suffer. Europe need to unite to fight this new African vision. Europe needs to unite to fight this new Africa vision. What is Africa doing about it? What are we going to do about this? The other day, Prince was talking about them putting back their colonial heart to come and recolonize Africa if we are not capable of ruling ourselves or managing our own affairs. Kwame Nkrumah said, after all, the black man can manage his own affairs. Yet, our people, we have let down our ancestors. We have let down those who came before us. Because if Nkrumah can declare that the black man can't manage, after all, he can manage his own affairs, how come today we are not able to do that? And Prince will come out and say, if we cannot manage our own affairs, then they have to put back their colonial heart to come back and rule Africa.
Then it's time for us to just put the imperial hat back on to say, we're going to govern those countries if you're incapable of governing yourselves, because enough is enough. We're done being invaded.
Because our own national security risk is at stake.
Exactly.
National security interests are at stake.
You can say that about pretty much all of Africa. They're incapable of governing themselves and benefiting their citizens. Because
Africans, we must do something about it. Not only did Prince said that, another former French general also spoke about them coming back. It is an obligation on them to come back and then bring stability to Africa if we are not capable of doing that. And now this former French economic minister is also saying the same thing. If he was saying that, if he had said that about China, there will be response within 24, not even within 24 hours. That very same day, China will respond. If he has said that about Russia, Russia will respond. How come they are saying this thing and nobody in Africa, no leader in Africa is responding to them? It is only we who are on social media, it is only we Pan-Africans who are on social media are responding to them. Our leaders are quiet. It was only Ibrahim Traore who responded to this man. Nobody else did that. And today they keep coming out talking about. He even talked about if one of our head of states is being punished. Those who are awakening, the likes of Ousmane Sonko, the likes of Ibrahim Traore, the likes of Chiani, if they can punish one of them like they did to Thomas Sankara, like they did to Nkrumah, like they did to Patrice Lumumba, if they can figure out one of them and punish him, then it will serve as a deterrent to the rest. So in order for them to keep hold, to continue to denigrate the African race, then they must come in and teach one of our leaders, our awakening leaders, a lesson so that the rest of them will learn from that. And we are telling them it is not Macron who has awakening the African. It is the time that Africa has to be awakening, because what you wouldn't take, as Ousmane Sonko was talking about, in 1944, when the Americans wanted to do the same thing you are doing to the French colonies, you people, de Gaulle, refused that. You people rejected that. So how come what you will not take, you are doing that to the Africans? And then you think it's going to continue forever? No. The reason why Africa is awakening is because we have realized that you people are greedy bastards. You people are so greedy that you will never stop. No matter how somebody give you, the more they give you, the more you will be demanding for. How can you be taking resources from Niger, uranium from Niger, and then you are able to build 26 nuclear plants in France, whilst you don't even think of building one in Niger? You think it's normal. How is it possible that you are in Senegal and your companies in Senegal? Can you imagine the kind of insult? The companies, French companies in Senegal, are paying tax to the French treasury. Can you imagine that? That American companies in Britain are not paying tax to the British government. American companies in France are not paying tax to the French government, but they are rather paying tax to the American government. Who will take that? So it is not Macron who is who is awakening the African. It is we, the African, who come to realize that you are greedy bastards. And if we don't wake up to bring an end to your greediness, you will continue. And your children will come and continue. And then we are sick and tired of our children being unalive, dying in the Mediterranean Sea. So he's talking about if they don't bring an end to that, if they don't unite and fight to bring an end to the new vision of the African, then the immigration direction will change and Europeans will be traveling to Africa instead of Africans coming to Europe. We already know that. Not today. It is not today that we know that you people are surviving under the exploitation of Africa. And then if Africa, but you see, the greedy nature of the European, the colonial criminals, they don't know that Mother Nature has given us everything to live peaceful, for everybody to enjoy. They don't know that. And their subconscious, they are always living in panic. That is the nature of the European. the colonial criminals, in their subconscious, they think that if we don't take everything today, then tomorrow we'll be starving. Because 4,000 years ago, that is the kind of life they used to live. But in Africa, we were living in abundance of wealth. So when they come in contact with the rest of the world, they think that we have to take everything to Europe. If not, we will go back to 4,000 years ago when our ancestors used to starve and used to cannibalism used to be part of them. But it is not like that. Mother Nature has given us enough that if we can better trade, then everybody will live in harmony and peace. But they don't have that kind of mindset. And today we have realized that you don't have that kind of mindset. And that is why we are awakening. And that is why, whether you like it or not, we are going to stop your greedy nature. It is either win-win for all of us or no win for nobody. You people should pack your bags and leave Africa. And that is what is going to happen. If you don't respect us, and then you think that it is going to be like all the time, you people are going to be coming and taking everything for free. As I said, can you just imagine that French companies in Senegal, all French companies in Senegal were paying tax to the French government? How is that possible? And how do you expect such a country to develop? And when we are not developing, you call us third world country. And then when our people are following to come to France and other European countries, you are disrespecting them and calling them illegal immigrants and stuff like that. No, we don't want to be leaving Africa to go to anybody's country. We have enough in Africa to feed our people. And that is what we're going to do. Whether you like it or not, that is what is going to happen.